morning, uh, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on wherever you're at. I'm half awake. Mitch, how you doing? Tommy J, how are you? Mm, uh, Probably not going to be a real long live stream. Try to get some stuff done. I got to get the oil changed in the Forza and get ready to leave for Kochang. Um, Show you guys that are in here anyway, real quick. Here is the. This was. Where is it? Sorry. This is them taking it out of the back of a pickup truck, the tuk tuk, and this is it, and its new home. And here's a little. He sent this prior to loading it in the truck.
Yeah.
You can get a little idea of what it's about. So anyway, it's 155 cc's. The bed does tilt back. It's a drive shaft, and you'll see here in a minute. It's got, I think, 5 or 6 gears. I think he said it was a 6-speed, but I don't know. But then you'll see right here, this is one reason I got it. Got the drive shaft, and it's got a reverse. And I'm imagining you could shift if you wanted to, but, and I wanted that in case the wife got in a precarious position somewhere. Didn't have to ask somebody to push her or do something. Wouldn't have to do that. So anyway, I'm it's pretty cool. We'll see. I think the uncle drove it, and the brother, the cousin. Also, just so everybody knows, what's the camera like, and what's the audio? What's the audio like? Still battling, I think, problems with this, but this is a new camera. It is a 900 and some odd baht AUKEY, and all the stuff that I saw on the internet, they put it up against the the top of the line one that everybody's using, a 920 or something. And anyway, I thought it was, it's a 1080. I can only go out at 720 or whatever. But maybe you guys can. I have some stuff that I can do with lighting, but I don't know where's that coming. This is coming from this shadow's coming from my door. So anyway, the lighting I could screw with a little bit. Hey Joe, how you doing? But the sound, what's the sound like? Mitch, you hear anything? Peace and love to you, brother. But yeah, I don't know, 900 and under 1,000 baht, like $28 or something. And instead of, I think it says, it's really wide. I think it's as good as the picture that the GoPro was putting out, and short of getting another GoPro, even if I would have bought the 8, is just a plug and play like the 9, 10, and 11. Anything below the 8, which is the 7 you got to get a capture card and all sorts of stuff. Well, I paid less for this camera than a decent capture card, or not even a cheap capture card. So I think it's worth it. So we'll see. You guys let me. Sounds good to me. Okay, good. Somebody was saying it was breaking up and stuff, so I don't know. Hey, you're going to see the elephants. Very cool. I met Kenny and Sampit yesterday. We had an awesome lunch, and then everybody came over to the house here in Surin and sat around for a little while, watched the koi, and did a bunch of bullshitting, and it was a good time. Really, really good people. Hopefully, they're going to come on the night, so everybody will get to meet them. That's going to come, Mitch and Ron and all that. You guys will get a chance to meet them. Hey, Randy, going to the lecture for dinner. All right, brother. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. But are you meeting up with anybody? I think I saw Bobby jump on this morning saying he was going over there. Yes, cool. And then what are you guys doing? You guys are going to that and then heading back to I guess it's Sisaket, right? I'm gathering. Hey, Robert, how you doing? I'm seeing you. We're seeing Robert on the YouTube, and now he just popped up on here. How are you, Robert? He's in. Too bad you aren't here. It would be awesome. I've been trying to meet Robert for what 3 years now or something, and he's here, sort of. His wife, in case you don't know, Robert Mack, media and fact. Where am I? Subscribe if you would. He's in Vietnam. His wife is Vietnamese, and I've been trying to meet up with them for quite a while. So hopefully I will on this trip, because I think he's not going to be able to make it to the house blessing, but he is going to be coming to Thailand. So hopefully I'll do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's over there somewhere. I don't know where, but he's over there. I'm not gonna go. Like I said, anybody that hasn't seen it before, it's definitely something to go see. I would definitely go see it. But yeah, so anyway, hopefully, Robert, we get to meet up once you do get here. Do you know when you're coming to Thailand, Robert, by any chance? Beef stew, that sounds good. Do you have a date that you're coming here and how long you're going to be in Thailand? Because I'm definitely going to, one way or another, I'm going to come your way or whatever. Like I said, we've been trying to meet up for, I'm gathering, it's been 3-4 years. I don't know, it's been a long time. So I'm looking forward to meeting Robert. Yeah, I caught part of Robert's live stream. You were having technical difficulties a couple of times. I think on rotation, and I think YouTube did a little changing and kind of screwed you over a little bit. Hey, Jack, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Jack came by at the end of the little test yesterday, and basically, like, I'm catching sun off of here. That's why I'm getting that shadow. But I have light in front of me that I can go up higher, and there's obviously a lot that I can do with the microphone, but I just want it to be decent. But that's why I did the test yesterday, because I got that little webcam, and like I said, I don't know, it looks okay to me. You guys let me know. I'm sure there'll be somebody that'll go, oh no, it's a piece of shit. But I can go off of my eye and what most people will say. But like I said, instead of having to tie up my 9 up here, as a webcam, I can just use this. And like I said, if I would have an 8 is the lowest. Anything below that, you need a capture card, and even an 8 old beat up one, 4, 5, 6,000. One that's just tore to heck. So I don't know. We'll see how long this lasts. So, let's see. December towards the end. Till the end of January. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, December's not far off, man. In fact, on that note, I'll play the Christmas song. Christmas is way too close. What do we have? The 17th today. So just a little bit over a month away, man. Unbelievable. Merry Christmas to everybody, and a happy New Year. Anyway, I don't know, man. They click off. The older I get, the faster it is. All of a sudden, it'll be a year from now. I'm saying the same shit, but I don't know. Hopefully, I can make it slow down just a tad. But let me know what you think about the camera and the sound. like I said, I can't really do much more with the camera with some lighting and stuff like that. But it's I'm only going to get 720 out of streaming. I'm not going to. I pay $25 a month, and I don't even think I need to be paying that. I don't think I'm not doing any much with it. So, hey, traveler, how you doing? Finished your dinner, enjoying a nice scotch. That's what I like to hear. Believe it or not, I don't drink very much. It seems like I have a scotch while watching it. You're retired, right? Why not? Why not? I might have if you ever make it here to Thailand, I will have a scotch with you, for sure. 2 more sleeps till Christmas. Man, I tell you, it just seemed like it was, just yesterday. Uh, God, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to be 67 on December 22nd. So, that's at least 30 years longer than I thought I was going to live. So I should be happy, right? Deal. You got it, brother. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I know I'm kind of curious, really, because I love Thailand, obviously. But I don't think I've ever heard Chuck in any of his videos saying that Malaysia, where he's at, could be an option. So I'm curious what he saw there that completely intrigued him. He has said some stuff, but from what I've seen, it looked, the biggest thing to me, semi clean, decent government, and the stretch of whatever dollar, Aussie dollar, U.S. dollar. That's the biggest thing to me. Even now, I've been seeing it's been down a little bit, 35. I think I just checked it this morning. The baht against the dollar, 35.2. It was 35.6 yesterday. The last time I brought in money, it was 36.3. So maybe it'll go up a little bit, and I'll bring a little bit more in. There's Daz. There's the Malaysian. Actually, I'll see Daz or I hope to see Daz in Pattaya or Christmas, Thanksgiving. We're leaving Sunday morning for Koh Chang on the scooter on the Forza, and then we're spending 3 days in Koh Chang and then coming to Pattaya. So hopefully I'll meet up with you and Mitch, and maybe we'll grab breakfast, lunch, or dinner or something somewhere. But I'm just curious because it looked like both of you guys, everybody, and Paige and everybody. Of course, Paige, it's hard to tell whether she's enjoying herself or not because she's always so damn happy. It's hard to tell. But I'll be curious. We'll rap about it if I see you. I hope I see you. Uh, Good morning and good evening. Are you guys back yet or no? Got to be close. Chuck's usually runs about 4 or 5 days behind, so I'm gathering you guys are pretty close to back. What is 90 day? Yeah, in Malaysia. And that's the way it should be here, man, right? That's the way it was when I went to Costa Rica. And then even in Malaysia, I think Chuck had mentioned that they said, oh, maybe you could do border runs maybe 2 times and then they'll get cranky. And Chuck said, well, he talked to people and, that may not be true. And when I was in Costa Rica, they said the same thing. After 2 or 3 times, they get a little cranky. And I met 15 people there online and in where I was living. One guy has been there for 7 years doing border runs, to Nicaragua. And so, that's the way it should be. I mean, it seems perfect. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a big obvious thing that, if we did that, we'd have a run of backpackers in here that would just ruin ruin Thailand. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But nothing comes to my mind. Yeah, Malaysia, 90 days. They went back. I'm still here. Cool. Good for you. Yeah, I know. It should be, man. I just don't see why they don't. And when they were talking about, raising the retirement thing from 800,000 in the bank to 1.2, and bringing that you'd have to bring 1.2 in every year, whether it be monthly or in the bank. It's like, why? All these people, I know I bring more than that. I probably bring over 1.2 in, and I spend every dime of it here in Thailand. It's not like I'm cornholing or stashing a bunch of money somewhere. I mean, it gets spent. Like I said, I usually between 3 and 35 every month. I'll bring in, but I've already got 800 in the bank. But it all gets spent. Built 2 homes here, bought 2 cars here, scooters. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Why does it have to be raised? I don't understand. And they haven't talked about that in a long time. That was pre-COVID that they were talking about that. Freehold house and land and farm 10-year visas in Malaysia. Really? Yeah, we were talking about that. Bobby's going to try to go for the 10-year. He was talking to Kenny of Paradise N Thailand, about looking at it. There's a couple of different options that are out there. So you should, if you have a little bit of money, it would definitely be a thing to look into. I would look into it. Hi Pierre, how you doing? Pierre came to visit me. Pierre was here last night too. Came over, got to meet him. But yeah, I would definitely. I'm going to check. I've checked into it once, and I didn't check into it after that. But there's a couple of different options on the 10-year too. So make sure when you check it out on the government website that you look into the different ones that they have. Let's see. No questions. And I'll show, what do we got? How many people? There's 11 people. I'll show you the tuk-tuk is at the, I'll show you, is at the house, as you can see there in this grainy picture. And then this was what the man said, sent before. Yeah. And the motor's brand new. And like I said, you can see the drive shaft on there. And all that drivetrain's all new now, or new U-joints and that kind of stuff. But I think it's a 6-speed. I don't know. I won't know till I get there and actually drive it, although it'll probably never see probably 3rd gear with my wife and them behind us. But this is what I liked about it. In case my wife gets stuck somewhere, she doesn't have to have somebody push her. She can put it in reverse. I did like that that it had reverse. That was one of the reasons. It was about 8,000 to 10,000 more than the normal ones were. Depending on, in this shape, were right around 32,000, and this one was 38. So 6,000 to 10,000 more, depending on. But then it would be a chain drive, or you can see my finger, a chain drive, and no reverse, and 125 cc motor. So, and I think the 55, that extra cc's, is going to make a difference. And they even had one that was a 200. So if the motor ever does go bad, they got an exact drop-in for that motor that is 200 cc's versus the 155. They might even have bigger ones. I haven't checked into it, but you can almost guarantee that when and if the motor does go, I'll put as big a motor as I can in it. Just cause I can. Even though they'll never take it out of 2nd gear. Just to know that the power's there. I would have it. That's probably one of the reasons that I'm getting rid of the Himalayas. It's just, I thought the dogness in it was okay, but no, I don't like it. It just doesn't have enough horsepower. Now the new one, if it wasn't so expensive, I'd buy a new Himalaya. It's water cooled. I think almost double the horsepower. I think it's got 40 horsepower in that new water cooled Himalaya. So that would be an option. But I think I'm going to get Get rid of the Himalaya, and I'm going to get a Rebel, a 500, not new, secondhand, and then make it a little bit off road. Maybe the tires a little bit more aggressive, and maybe change the suspension a little bit. But that's about it. And I think Joe's going to get rid of his Scrambler and get an 1100. I think they're making an 1100 now, right? 1100, yeah, 1100 Rebel now. So, but I don't want to spend that money. I can get a 2018 with like 6,000 kilometers on it for 130,000. And if you were to buy a new one, they're just like, I think they're north of 250, closer to 300,000. So I'm not going to buy a new one. People buy them and they don't put no kilometers on them. That's why I wouldn't. I bought my Forza new. If I was to buy another bike, I would find a Farang that took care of his crap, went to the first probably maintenance, and that was it, because he hasn't put any more kilometers on whatever bike it is, and buy that one. That's how I bought my PCX from he was actually a French guy in next to Camela, and he rode it. He rode that PCX, but everything documented. So that's my, unless you don't know nothing about it, then take it to a mechanic and have them look at it and say, is this okay bike, But you can tell. I mean, if somebody takes care of their crap, you can tell. You don't have to be a freaking brain surgeon to figure that out. I haven't watched the comments here in a while. Yes, sir, they were making changes more in line with what it used to be. What did I miss out on? I get on rambling and I miss on stuff. What was Dad's time? Were you talking about the 90-day thing or no? That was about it. No one else is turned into a camper with solar. What turn what in? What did I miss, Joe? But I do want to check out Malaysia. I haven't been. I want to check out anything, man. I haven't been anywhere. My wife said we were going to do some traveling, although she is a little, she's going to have that surgery and shit. But we still haven't. I mean, I could throw a stone and hit Laos and Cambodia. I mean, I could be over to the border in no time at all and, get across, but not driving, but, go see their country, get bus in or something. But I haven't done that yet. I'd like to go to Malaysia. I'd like to go to Japan, Australia. I mean, there's a bunch of them, but I'll get on my horse here soon. Gotta wait. I'm waiting for, it's not like I get any kind of crap from my wife about going anywhere. I can go anywhere I want. So I just don't like leaving her. Me personally. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Glad you could make it. So I do have some stuff planned, even the one to Koh Chang now. I wish she was going. I mean, I got a really, really nice room, way nicer than I need, and on the water in Koh Chang. And but I figured, what the hell, I didn't get to go on the last trip that I had planned because she had the surgery. So, but we do have another trip to Koh Chang, the same one, the bungalow there with the jacuzzi on the roof for my uncle and my aunt, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, the two kids, and me and Nitnoy for Songkran, April. I can't remember the dates. In April, so we'll do that. But that's way off, man. I'm jonesing for something by the water right now. Like I said, if I had my druthers, I'd be next to the water somewhere, whether it was in Pachuap Kurikan, Rayong, Pattaya, Jomtien, someplace close to the water. But I can't do that. My wife works, so that's the way it goes. Yeah, same with me. I haven't seen a lot just right here. You're right. But I've only been here 5 years. I'd say only. Well, the problem with me, too, is that pretty much 2 of those years I was, after I had that tube shoved down my throat and intensive care for 2 months, and then another month I couldn't walk, so it took, killed about 2 years of really doing anything. So, and now I'm getting too fat to do anything. So it really sucks. Hey Bob, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Hope you're well. It's my friend that actually it was his wife and Bob that I talk about when I say talk about Kamala and having the coffee shop and uh, a friend that I met there, probably one of the first ones, and his wife owned it, and they were the ones that kind of introduced me. I kind of forced my way in with Pooh to introduce me to her because she said I was too old, which she was probably right. But as things worked out, they worked out all right. Glad you're. Hope you're well, Bob. Haven't seen you. I got to get over. He's in Udon. I've been to Udon twice now, and we missed each other. So hopefully we will meet up soon. Jake's here. Hey, Jake. I got your message here. It just came up on my screen. Pierre's texting. Um, let's see. Got up early enough to see the show. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but obviously, me, I was up late today at 5:30. Actually, because I think I would have slept in more, but my wife's alarm went off because I didn't realize today is Friday, and she had told me a while back that with her for her work, her and her two big bosses have to go to Buriram for a meeting today, so she had to be over at the building she works at before 7. So she gets up. She's one of those people that I never understood in my life. I've had a couple of girlfriends and I think a couple of wives that did the same thing. They have to be up by 7, so they start their alarm at 5:30, and then they sleep for 10 minutes, and their alarm goes off, and sleep for 10 minutes more. It's like I can't. I don't understand it. When I get up, if I got to be up at 6:30, I set my alarm for 6:30, and I'm out. I don't understand that going back to sleep crap. Doesn't make no sense to me. But I don't know. So she started this morning. So we went in because they're building closet system and I don't know, TV holder. I don't know what it is, but they're building it in there. So we're kind of working, and they were, I don't know, with some glue and stuff like that. So I thought it was going to stink, but it wasn't bad. And then the TV did arrive. I don't know if I told you that. My wife was on Shopee and they had a flash sale or something, and we got a 65-inch Samsung smart TV for 10,600 baht. Now, what is that? $300 or something? Unbelievably cheap. So we bought it. It just arrived yesterday. So, and he's almost done with the cabinet there. So the bed's there, and now there's a big giant, or there's going to be a big giant 65-inch TV. There was a 58-inch in there that we got about 6 months ago, and we're going to take that to Ubon. I'm retired. That was the biggest thing when I first retired. It was like I knew I wanted to retire early, which I did, and but it was like I wanted that option of, okay, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Do I get up or do I go back to sleep? And being retired, you had that option. But now at 4:35, 5:30, I'm up. I don't know why. I'll take an old man nap in the afternoon. Dave, did you see the pic? Yeah, I did. Yes, I did, Joe. And thank you for the PayPal deal. The old lady put a smile on her face for sure. And we're getting ready for Christmas, so that ought to be a good thing. I know my wife's excited about that. I'm more excited about going to Koh Chang and getting on 2 wheels. I know Joe in his last video said he's more of a motorcycle guy. He likes a motorcycle, and God bless him. I don't. I've been shifting and jockey shifting and rigid and everything since I was 14 years old. That twist and go, man, I dig it. 2 wheels is 2 wheels to me. Now, if you would have said that to me 10 years ago, if I was riding a Honda around back in the States, I probably would got jumped by 8, 10 guys and beat down real good. But here, I don't know. I like my Forza, man, and it was reasonable. Like Joe sold his for $150. Um, you know, he had his box and stuff put on it and stuff. So that would have been. I told Mitch. Mitch said he would have bought it, but I guess that in that clip that Joe showed, that was before. That was from a while ago. I thought it was like right now he put it on, and we were talking because Mitch has been debating on to get one since we went on the ride with Chuck and Joe and James and me and Mitch and Bruce and everybody. It was he wanted to get one. Plus, I think Ryan has a Forza there too. So I'm hoping to hook up with maybe Pierre too, and put a ride together somewhere. Maybe a 4 or 5 day. It doesn't have to be a 20-day trip. 4 or 5 days, I'm fine. Like I said, I'd rather blow out of town. My wife I only see from 8 o'clock at night until I go to bed at 8:30, so a half hour or so during the week, Monday through Friday. Then I see her on the weekends. So whether I'm going and trying to do trailer trash or do a camping thing or whatever, I try to do it between Monday and Friday. But should be able to. I'd like to do a trip. So Mitch has been talking about getting one for a while. That's why I was saying I would buy used instead of what I bought here because I paid 180, 179 or something for the Forza. If I think if you went out today, you could get one like Joe's. I think Joe said he had 9,000 kilometers on it or something, ridiculously for 150. And I think you can even find them cheaper than that. So maybe not, maybe more kilometers on them, but I don't know. He's on a boat in the middle of nowhere, Jake. He's working on a cruise ship. So he comes in. He doesn't have the best internet in the world, so he pops in. He popped in. I don't know if it was last live stream, but a couple live streams ago. I think he's liking it. I'm looking forward to meeting up with him when I get back. I heard Mitch is the master of. Yeah, but I don't know. It's fun. I had a good time. My wife, she doesn't like me driving it. If I have to die, I couldn't think of a better way to die than to get hit by a Thailand big rig at 80 miles an hour. Although I know deep down, ever since I was a kid, that I'm not going to die on a motorcycle and I'm not going to be crippled on a motorcycle. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to fall over and get road rash and, and maybe be, whatever. But when I built that panhead, I think I was 19 years old, 18 years old, whatever I was, and we took that ride out and through some awesome canyons in California with sheer cliffs down the side and pulled back up into my driveway. And as I pulled up, the bearings fell out of the back wheel and the thing hit the ground. If that would have happened anywhere on that trip, I'd have been dead. At that point, I knew I was never gonna die on a motorcycle. And loud pipes do save lives, no, regardless what idiots out there think that they don't. Saved my ass, not once, not twice, hundreds of times from people just wanting to pull over and push me into the freaking guardrail. But anyway, from Patea Ryan, yeah. What about him? Good job, level 2. Oh, I missed that. What was that? Was that Joe? Go to the beach, Dave. Please don't wear thongs. No thongs. I will bring some what am I calling them? Flops. Yeah, with me. Let's see. We're talking. Yeah, 33 minutes in. Yeah. In fact, that's what I think Logan said. Well, it's officially a live stream because Dave started talking about dying. So, hey, gorgeous, how you doing? Did you get all the information on where the house is and the hotel there and all that for the 9th? I hope you did. If you didn't, let me know. Yeah, you have stories. Ron's got stories. Yeah, it's going to be kind of cool. I've known Ron for a long time too from YouTube, and we haven't get a chance to meet yet. We're gonna. He's coming to the house blessing, so I'm looking forward to that. But I wouldn't. I've told the story a bunch of times. On my first bike, my first Harley, I was 15, just under 16. I was just getting ready to turn 16, and it was had struts on it. And I don't know if you guys know what struts are, but some idiots back in the day would take the shocks off of something if they didn't have a rigid frame, and they'd put steel. They'd make them rigid, and then it had a big rake and a big long springer on it, and it was a death trap. But it was the 1200 Sportster, and it had straight pipes, and I took it in and put the screw in because I got loud pipes, and shoved steel wool down in there and put a screw in the back of it and held it in there and went there and went boom, boom. And the cop, the highway patrol that you had to go in front of, reached over and grabbed that throttle and went whoppa, blew that shit all out into the parking lot, laughed, signed it off, and told me to go away. But yeah, back in the day, I probably wouldn't do that shit now. Probably would have locked me up for trying to trick them. Okay, cool. Good. But yeah, I don't know. I've always run straight pipes. In fact, I'm thinking about putting them some kind of an exhaust on the Forza. I just haven't figured out how to go about it yet. I don't want to do it, so I've got to take it to a place that's going to do it. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Glad you could make it. If you guys don't know, Johnny has a where am I at? Johnny has a YouTube channel too. Talks about some interesting stuff and does some trivia stuff that's pretty cool. I enjoy Johnny's channel. Don't get to watch it all the time, but I enjoy it. I didn't see Aaron, and there's Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, brother? I was just talking about what I'm planning on doing too, so that you guys know. Everybody that's coming to the deal, both our family and everybody that I've invited here. I'm going to cook breakfast that next morning. Probably some home fries and scrambled eggs and bacon, maybe some sausage, that kind of stuff, and have a breakfast that next morning. So, and everybody's invited that's there to come to that too. But I told my wife, thank God, Aaron is going to bring me my garlic seasoning. So that's a must on hash browns. Okay. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that. But so the next morning ought to be good too, except for the people that drink and are hungover. Well, then they'll probably appreciate it too. And I found them. We'll probably bring some. Maybe I'll bring some just for that breakfast. My wife gets fresh squeezed orange juice. We get it like, I don't know, once a month or something she'll buy. I can't remember how much it is. But I mean full of pulp, pieces of orange. And if you're from the United States or not from Thailand, it's real frickin' orange juice. It's not whatever that orange flavored water that they sell in the 7-Eleven is. It's awesome. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have her order that, or I'll try to. And then I won't let anybody get to it. I'll hide it somewhere in the house for the party, and we'll have it just for breakfast, just for the morning. Mitch is saying hi to Pierre. Did you come in the chat, Pierre? Cool. Yeah, for sure. Come in. I had the dealer put straights on my Softail. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. You know what I did? I ran a thunder header on my what was that? A 87. Yeah, I ran a thunder header before too, but it was still loud. It had been worked on a little bit. There's nothing, anything like even the CT, man. I could tell by driving it, and even the Himalaya, they just choke everything down, man. And I don't know whether it's for emissions, but the best thing you could do for anything is is let a motor breathe, and both on intake and exhaust. And I know my Forza's not either, so I might do something with that because I'm going to keep the Forza regardless. Even if I buy a Harley or even if I get the Rebel or whatever, I'm still going to keep the Forza and the CT125 and the Scoopy. The only thing I'll get rid of is probably the Himalaya. And I should advertise that because I know I'm going to pretty much know for sure I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, man, I'll tell you this orange juice wouldn't disappoint you, Jake. It is really, really good, really good. And I haven't had it in a while, and I was bitching about it that my wife gets milk delivered here for my father-in-law, strawberry milk, regular milk for her, milk for mom, milk for everybody. I don't drink milk, very rarely. But I do like the orange juice. And finally, it's been like 3 months. She finally got it, maybe 2 weeks ago or something. It's awesome. So too bad maybe you could fly in just for the house blessing. And Jake saying hi to Pierre. Mountain oysters and bacon. I don't know about the mountain oysters, but bacon for sure. I had Thai fresh oranges. Yeah, it's. I would imagine it's the same as that. It's the ones that they actually bottle themselves, and I can't remember the smaller ones like this big. I think they cost us 7 baht, and I think it's 10 baht for the ones that are like yay big, damn near a liter, and it's so freaking good and fresh. It's awesome. I don't get it that often, so I'll try to get it before and be able to bring it up there and hide it. I mean, I can't put anything in my refrigerator up there. I very rarely drink, but when I go up there, I like to have maybe a wine cooler or something. I put 6 of them in there. The ants, this one, they just grab and it's gone. Coke, whatever's in there, they just drink it. It's like a free vending machine, which is it's just okay, not a problem. I just have to make sure that when it's something that I really like, that I tell them don't touch it. But I haven't had to do that, but I will do it with the orange juice. Hey Maui, how'd your live stream go? Maui was walking around Surin here with a walk and talk. I remember mountain oyster. No mountain oysters for me, but I will do. I maybe actually, if I don't, I say I put myself in bad position sometimes, but I might make some Italian sausage because I'll probably put it on pizza, and put it when I make the breakfast pizza. I'll put it on there too. So maybe I'll make that. I did that when we had Thanksgiving, I think it was at Joe's. The next morning, we made the patties, had some left over, and it was pretty good. The thing is, you got to add a lot of fat. There's not enough fat in some of the pork that I had. Cool, good to know. What's he doing? Yeah, he's a wild man. Um, Dances with Elephants. Yeah, like I said, man, if you haven't ever seen it, it is definitely a thing to see. I'm not going to go back. I've seen elephants here in Surin. I've been up to the elephant village and all that 2, 3 times, so I get to see them all the time. Bear's running. I don't know where Bear is. He's running around somewhere, Jake. I'm surprised he's not jumping at the door. He's not jumping at the door because old Grandpa's out there flashing water around. I don't know why. Probably because he wants me to slip on my ass and break my back, but I hope not. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? I'm watching the Patriot Award. Mostly U.S. vets and cool, cool. Can't miss that. Sounds good to me. Um, let's see. There's Jake. Everybody's saying hi to Lewis. Uh, yeah, that's what I got to do. I didn't research. This was 3 years ago, I think now. So I just got over being sick, went on the motorcycle ride and was there for I believe it was Thanksgiving. I'm almost positive. I made sausage bread. Uh, my mom and our family has made. In fact, Joe wanted the recipe. I never gave it to him. It's pretty simple, but anyway, um, actually, me and Chuck made the dough, and then I you just roll it up, and it's I could eat a whole loaf of it sitting down, no problem. And maybe I'll make some of that too because that's pretty good too. I got a lot of things that I'm going to put on my shoulders before I go there. I'll probably be lucky to make it there, let alone do all this shit. I'm still waiting on the LP uh, pizza oven. So, and then now we got 15. So I'm going to show it again. Here's the tuk that we just had delivered to the house, and
Yeah.
it 155 cc's, drive shaft, 6-speed, I believe. I think I said it a little while ago, but there's some more people here. This is what he sent us right before he loaded it in the truck, and they delivered it yesterday. It's unbelievable. The 2,500 baht. So what is that? 30, 60, 70 some odd dollars to load that thing up, and it has reverse. That's the other reason that I want this. It was loaded in the truck, drive from Udon to Ubon and back, $70. Now I know I fill up my diesel truck and it cost me 2,300 baht for gas or for diesel. Um, I guess it's free. I don't know. It's got to be damn near a full tank of fuel to get from. It's a 5-6 hour drive, so you got to burn up 2,000 baht in gas or diesel. So for $15, well, $15 is $15, I guess. I don't know, but anyway, I'm digging it. I can't wait to get out there and see it. Pigs in a blanket, but not with. Yeah, I don't know. They have real sausage links here. I haven't found any kind. I mean, I could make breakfast sausage too. It's pretty easy. But this sausage bread you guys will like. I'll have to put it aside because I think if they got a craving for it, they'd eat it up. I made it for the Thais. They like it too. But it's my favorite. Definitely my favorite. What's the brown stuff? I think Jake's got it. I'm rolling doobies and rolling dough. Yeah, that's going to be the hardest part. In fact, I better do that. I got to buy another mixer. What I'm going to do, we're going to go on the 7th, I think, at night. So I'll be there all day on the 8th, the day before, and I want the dough to ferment at least 24 hours. So I got to make a bunch of dough up and then let it rise up for 3 or 4 hours, and then knock it down, put it in the balls, and put it in the refrigerator. And that's why I want the propane little oven. I'll be able to make 12-inch pizzas. Probably can make 20 of them in an hour, no problem. So, but I'm not going to make Neapolitan stuff that 90-second cook. I'm not going to do that. Nitno said you're driving the tuk-tuk. Yeah, I know she did. In fact, Bobby thought it was all a joke. He didn't think I was getting a tuk-tuk. I said, no, we got a tuk-tuk. I'm not taking it anywhere. And everybody wants to know why to get it because I'm a lazy bastard. I don't want to. If I'm sitting in the house and I've got my truck there, they'll come up and say, can you drive me, 3 aunts, 2 uncles, 5 kids to the market, and I bought it so that I could say, here, baby, jump on the thing and drive them all into town. So that was the main reason that I got it was so that they could go in and out of town, all of them, without having to bother me. So I guess I had ulterior motives. So told you. Have you ever been to that to the Elephant Festival here? Johnny, I know you've been coming to Thailand for a long time. And I don't think Mitch has either. Mitch has been coming here for, I think, since he was 17. And I think he's 90 now. Something like, oh, no, he has a body of a 90-year-old. Just screwing with you. But I don't think he's been. A lot of people don't. That's our claim to fame here in Surin. We don't have any kind of tourism except for right now. The place is packed full of people. I was looking at buying a tuk-tuk my last time. Yeah, this one, I know that Aaron wants one. He wants the one like Chuck's father-in-law makes. One thing I didn't like about the one that and maybe you could have it made differently, they're all the same. They've got a sofa seat in the back of them, across the back, that maybe you could fit 4 people in. It just, that wasn't the reason that I bought it, or to cruise around. Like I said, Ubon is flat, level ground. I'd be awfully surprised if anybody in that town going from where the house is into the middle of the village there would ever get out of third gear, ever. So the thing will probably never see, it'll never see 30 miles an hour. It might see 15, but they're not in a hurry anyway. Some Thai people are, but most of them are slow. If you've driven through Thailand, and I tried to explain that to my mother-in-law, because she gets scared because I'm doing the frickin' speed limit, and my wife too. Now my wife's used to it now, and so is my mother-in-law. They don't like curvy roads, they don't like mountains, and they don't like to go above 40 kilometers an hour. And I said, in my mind, people that drive under the speed limit by half cause more accidents than people that are hauling ass down the road. Because if you're driving or whatever, and whatever, for some reason you look in your mirror and you turn back up and you're doing the speed limit 90 kilometers and there's somebody doing 15, you're going to come up on them like that. So either you swerve, you go off the road, you go into traffic, or you run up their ass, one or the other. So I don't know. I think more accidents are caused by them. Besides the fact too, now you've got a truck. Now the trucks, they don't have really, that they can't do much about it, but they're doing 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers. They've got 3 people behind them that are scared to death to go 20 kilometers to pass them. So now you're the 4th and 5th person back. Now you've got 3 cars to pass besides a big ass truck. That's why people get killed, going around that, because first off, they don't want to wait. They're too impatient. But I see it all the time. Why? They're going too freaking slow. Let's see. They can design them any way you want it paid. Yeah, I imagine they could. Every one of them I've seen, Daz, every one of them for sale, secondhand, that I've seen are that exact same design, the sofa straight across the back. I've never, the ones that I see that have the seating like the one I got are the smaller ones. So I don't know why they do it that way, but I imagine he could make he builds them from scratch pretty much from the ground up. He could build them any way he wanted to. The term Pierre King, they came out in the 70s. The Thais grabbed the world from the space station. You missed me. You're talking to Pierre? Pitts. Maybe one day I'll visit his shop and see if it's really something I want. I thought it would be good little thing to have, but need to do more. Yeah, like I said, I for what I wanted to do with it, this one's perfect. Now, if I was gonna, get out and go and need to go, 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers on the thing, then maybe I would have thought about something like that. But this one here, supposedly, it doesn't have a license. It's got paperwork that shows the engine number and a frame number and some other stuff on it. But I guess you don't need a license for it unless they catch you saying, "Nah, I need 15 baht and I'll give you a ride into town. So if you're not doing commercially or whatever you would call it, if you're just doing the family and all that, and you're not being, almost like the stuff they used to put on the side of the trucks, not for hire, it's okay. They don't bother you. We'll find out. So my wife's anyway, so they asked me, and it's hers. Go after her. She's a Thai lady. You ain't gonna do shit to her. You'll try to crucify me. But we'll see what happens. But I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, a lot of inventory. I don't see how he stays in business, Daz. I really don't, man. Before, I know that he had like 15 people working for him, and now he's got like 2 or 3. But I think he's just doing it out of the love for doing it, and gives him something to do every day, which is nothing wrong with that. But then you end up with, 30 or 40 motors next door, and 5, 10, 15, 20 of them deep in the shop. But if you got the money, what the hell? Doesn't matter. Apple fritters, man. That's one thing I haven't seen anywhere that I would Jones for. That's my donut of choice when I'm anywhere in the States, is an apple fritter. I should learn how to make them. They got to be fairly simple, right? The 3-wheel Hondas are interesting. Is that the ones that have the 2 wheels in the front, or is that a Yamaha? But that one that I showed you, this one, like I said, the reason that I got this one was because it wasn't chain drive, so I don't have to worry about breaking a chain. And I didn't want to. Besides, I didn't want to drive them to town. I didn't want to get a call going, can you come and pick us up? It broke and that kind of stuff. So I wanted it fairly. If I could have bought it brand new, and it wouldn't have been sky high, I would have done that. But laying out 40,000 baht to have it delivered was enough for me. But the 155 looks good and all, and I like the reverse.
Yeah.
It sounds okay. It's not real loud. You might have to maybe put a straight pipe on it. But I dig it. The only thing I didn't like, I thought he was going to reupholster the seat like the ones in the back. The ones in the back are a little bit faded, but it looks like he just put cloth over it. So when I do get there after the party, I'll have somebody redo all the upholstery. But this right here, too, if my wife got stuck somewhere where she couldn't, go forward and had to go backwards, she would have to find somebody to push her back. So I like that. Drive shaft, all new U-joints, all new wheel bearings, everything all new in the drivetrain. And should be fine. We'll see. You guys will be the first to know if the frickin' thing breaks. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it. Like I said, he had another one, same price, older motor, but 200 cc's, same style motor, up, vertical, and same price, but it was just an older motor. So if it does blow, we'll see what's the biggest motor that they make that'll slip into that same thing and take the transmission and everything with it. Yes, reminds me of you. Yeah, you can kind of tell that for sure, right? I think like I said, he keeps it because it keeps him busy, and he probably doesn't want to have to, keep other people from making money. Yeah, I don't know that 2 in the front. I've never driven that one. Is that a Honda or is that a Yamaha? I thought it was a Yamaha. Let's see, Ron John, very stable. I do like my bike. And sidecar. Yeah, sidecar would be cool. I was gonna get it. What do they call it? Salang? Is that what Mike and them got over there in Pachuap? He put his 155 and then had the thing built around, and that was pretty cool. My wife said she didn't think she'd be able to drive it, so she thinks she can drive this one. So we'll find out. For the first time that she asked me to jump on that thing and drive him into town, we're gonna have a problem. So now we won't have a problem. I'll just tell them I'll get in the truck and I'll drive them in there. Who I am thinking I'm tough. My wife tells me what to do. It's just the way it is. I love her to death for it. Never thought I'd say that either. Even this one here, probably the last 8 years or so, 7 years when I became a better person. I respected what I said, but it's a pissy situation. If you've got a Thai wife like me, at least mine's smarter than shit, and I hate it when she's right because she'll tell me stuff and I'll go, God dang it, she's right. What are you gonna do? And she does it all the time. She's a good woman. If I haven't said that enough. Where's Andrew? Oh, he's driving to Pattaya. His wife says, how come Dave always says he loves his wife? So when I saw them yesterday, I said, Andrew just told me he loves you. He got a kick out of that. Yeah, my nose is itching. Must be an hour in. Yeah, hour and 2 minutes. So do we decide is a Honda? So the one that has the two wheels in the front is a Honda, or maybe they make a Yamaha too. I don't know. And driving I don't know if anybody's driven a motorcycle with a sidecar. It's kind of interesting. My cousin had an old knucklehead that had a sidecar on it too, but my cousin had what was that faster than shit Kawasaki 4-cylinder Case something 1000. I don't know. He had that with a sidecar on it, and that was really interesting to drive. But this one ought to be, like I said, anybody should be able to jump up on it. The only thing that it has is a clutch. So my wife had been driving the Isuzu. That was her first vehicle. So she knows what a clutch is about. And I'd like the kids to, understand what a clutch is. Maybe they'll never have to do it. But here in Thailand, when we bought the one for Sim, we bought that Suzuki, and that was an automatic. But I'd like to get them, and I will get them behind the Isuzu too. They just got to learn how to drive a stick shift. That's what I was told when I was a kid. You need to learn how to drive a stick. Of course, I'd been riding motorcycles forever, so. Let's see. Rookie forgot the kickstand. Don't tell me that if I buy a transmission, she will leave me. She will be missed. Yeah. They're expensive though, aren't they? That's the one that Bruce just bought, and I think he said he damn near he got the first one or the only one that was for sale in Thailand. I'm sure there's more of them now. What do they call them? They call them Trans Slap? What do they call that dude? Honda. Trans Slap?
Transalp.
Yeah. Transalp, yeah. Yeah. It looks like a really nice bike. Like I said,
It's got a 1.8 engine with 92 horsepower.
92, wow. Yeah, like I said, man, I don't know. At 120 kilometers, which is about cruising speed for me, I've got enough throttle in that Forza that I feel safe to get me out of whatever could happen at 120 or 30, right around there. 100 is actually a good cruising speed, but I didn't drive. James drove his 750, the ADV I think he had, and he really liked that. I'm trying to stay away from jumping on something because I'll probably like it, and I don't want to spend any more money. If I do, I'll get a Harley. I'm not gonna buy a bigger Honda. I'm just not gonna do it. Yeah, I agree with that, and I want the kids to learn how to drive a manual transmission car. Who knows? The truck is here. Emergency happens. They don't have any other vehicle. They need to get to whatever the case may be. They might be in their life before they die, there might be a situation that they need to know how to drive with a clutch, whether it be jumping on a motorcycle or in a car. I mean, once you have the feel for a clutch, it doesn't matter whether it's 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. The clutch theory is still the same. Trans slap. Is that what happens when you piss off Simon? 80 was what? 80 was good for me. Yeah, when I'm by myself, when I came back from Pachuap in that 11 and a half hours, when I went from Pachuap Currycon back home to Surin, I was above 130, put it that way. I don't want, in case my wife's watching, because I was in a hurry to get back. But on the open roads, I feel okay. The thing here is you could hit a pothole. Hit a pothole at 80, 100, and you're going to get jarred. And but if you're up way above that, you could lose control if you hit something that. Some of the ones that I've only hit one or two of them because I've got rock and roll going in my ears and shit, and I kind of get lost. But on the highway, I feel okay. But usually when we were riding, when on the ride, 100, 110. I don't know. What do you guys ride at? Faster?
With my Africa Twin, an average of about 110, 120.
Yeah.
Sometimes 130, 150.
Right.
But
Right.
generally,
Yeah. I think one between 1 and 110. I don't know. I'm not in that big a hurry to get anywhere. Now there might be a stretch that I want to just go whatever the limit is, of the bike. But after that, I'm done. I mean, then I just want to cruise. But I don't know if you've got it, but I bought that Android and Apple Play for the bike.
Yeah.
Freaking unbelievable. You have it?
Yeah, but I
I do. It sits right on my thing. I can see it out of the corner of my eye, and in direct sunlight, I can see the GPS no problem. That's the reason, because I don't know where the hell I'm going.
Yeah, I got the
Yeah, I really do. I have it, and I like that one too because it's on the ball joint, the ball mount. So I have a mount on the Forza, a mount on the CT, and a mount on the Himalaya, and then it's just a USB. So yeah, boom, takes 3 minutes, and you can put it on whatever bike you want. So I like that. Let's see. Let's see. Ron saying when we're hauling the mail. You were home. Yeah, I did. I did make good time. I think it was 11 and a half hours. I don't know how many kilometers it is from Pachuap Currycon to Surin, but I think I did set some kind of record or close to it. And that was when I hit a big, giant frickin' pothole, too. Because I left early enough. Well, I left later than I would have wanted to. I ended up having breakfast with Joe and everybody, or with you, too, I think. Because we took off at the same time, and but you were just going to Hua Hin, whatever it is. Mitch was going there, but the last hour I think was in the dark. The sun had actually set, and boy, I hit one at about 135, maybe 140, something like that. That's about top speed, pretty much, and boy, man. I thought I put the dent in the rim and damn near. I mean, it was. I dropped down to 120 after that. I slowed down a little bit. What was it? 12 hours and 8 minutes from Pachuap to Surin. Yeah. So and I think I did it in 11 and a half hours, and I stopped and ate at McDonald's and stuff too. So I think it was pretty good. But let's see what else did when I bought. The Ultra, look, I kept the stock pipes windshield. I knew I was getting older. I kept the stock pipes on my '08 Dyna. The only thing I had them do was, like I said before, bought it off the showroom floor in Fresno from Harley, and I had them change the. For some reason, they had these. The thing was jacked up in the back. So I had them put lowering shocks on the back, and that was the only thing I did to it. That 2008 came with a solo seat because I wasn't going to ride anybody. My wife had 4 back surgeries. This one, um, I made her struggle a couple of times in Maui and a couple of runs that we went on, but she wasn't gonna ride on that after that. And I really like it. It's there. I gave it to my kid. Good bike, excellent. It had a bunch of crap on it and stuff, but the cubic inches and the size of it, and what the riding that I like to do, I had plenty of power, plenty of horsepower, and up in the Sierras, it was freaking awesome. I really like that bike. Pothole Parker, that sounds like a good one. uh, where's what? Did you lose me? Uh, but I'm hoping that I told Ryan that I wanted to try to do something, but he's got he'll be. I don't think he's going to be doing this for the rest of his life. So hopefully he'll be back to Thailand, and when he does, probably hit him up again and try to get something going. Like I said, from a Monday to a Friday is fine. Up in the mountains somewhere, a little cooler weather. Now's my time of year right now. Like here, it's awesome outside. And I think it was Maui in his live stream said that when he was driving out to the village this morning, he had to put on a little jacket. So it is nice weather, and I think it lasts all the way maybe the end of January and into February. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. I think I'm up with 11 hours. Where is it? I think I'm caught up on everything. Wow, that's pretty good. And what have we got? An hour and 15 minutes. So, but I will do that. In fact, I got to get it together. So if you're coming on the 9th, the 10th, the morning of the 10th, the monks are actually coming over the morning of the 10th to do something. I don't know if it's the actual blessing. I don't have a clue. I'm just along for the ride. But I will put a breakfast together, eggs and hash browns and probably some kind of meat. And maybe I'll make some sausage bread and maybe I'll make some breakfast pizzas, but well, there'll be food there in the morning. I don't think Pierre's not going to Koh Chang. He's riding with a bunch of other people.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to go back home and do
yeah,
back
on the 19th. Yeah, he's going back home on the 19th. But I think how many people you with? That you
home.
were
20 people.
20 people. All French? Yeah,
Yeah,
all French.
and all moaners.
He said they're all moaners. Uh, let's see. Question. Yeah, yeah. So no, he's heading back. He's heading back home. I asked Maui. We want to kind of hit the 2 o'clock ferry out of to Koh Chang. So we're gonna leave. I think sun up pretty much 5:30, 6 o'clock. Hit the road. And I thought Andrew was going with us, but Andrew already left to go visit some people in Pattaya. So he's going to leave the 19th and meet us in Koh Chang, and then he'll drive with us when we leave Koh Chang to go back to Pattaya, and then he'll drive home with me and Bobby to Surin. So my wife's a little happy about that, so that when and if I do get run off the road and laying there, there's somebody there that knows me. So, but yeah, and Bobby will be going with us. So it's a friend of Maui's on another Forza, Maui and me and Bobby and Jai in the car. So it'll be cool. Well, we should be able to make pretty good time. getting there. There is a ferry at 5 o'clock. So if something does happen, we'll be able to do it. But it's about a 6 hour drive. So even if we stop for an hour, we should be able to get there by 1, I would think, even if we piddle farted around. If anybody heard that phrase before. Yes, in the MG. I didn't even get a chance. He drove it over. He had it at the lunch yesterday, and then he drove it over to my house, and I never even went and looked at it. I haven't seen one of those other look. And while I'm talking, this microphone still sound decently, or is it cracking and spitting or anything? Let me know. And I think the picture looks all right. Like I said, for 900 baht, that however you say that word, I don't know what it is. AUKEY. It'll be backwards on your screen. But that's it. No frills, brown box, a good long USB cord off of it, and the camera. That's it. And a little manual that I haven't looked at yet. So, but let me know what you think about what it looks like and what it sounds like. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Civilization. Let's see. Sorry, I'm expecting. Oh, here it is. Maybe this is something from. Sorry, guys. I'm expecting civil aviation. What am I supposed to do? Oh, automatically generated reply. Username and password. Unmanned area vehicles. This must be maybe something for the paperwork on the drone. In case you guys haven't seen anything or watched me recently, I bought a Mini 4 Pro, and trying to get the paperwork's been a joke because I'm just I don't know. It's probably my fault. But I don't know what their URL. Oh, once you have received username and password, you need to log into the system for drone controller registration. What will happen? You will be asked to fill personal and drone information, purposes, and details of the drone insurance policy. All required documents need to be attached. I guess I'll do that on my big screen after I get done here. Okay, so they did. Because it was written in Thai, I didn't scroll down far enough to see that it was also in English. But, which I think maybe I'll go pretty soon anyway. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Maybe I'll go another 10. I want to get this done. Pierre's here. I don't think I have. Oh, shoot. Pierre, will you do me a favor? Will you go over? I have the hose turned on in the pond. It's right over here around the corner. We just turned it off. See the pond overflowing? Damn, I just remembered about that. That's what happens when you get old, I guess. But patient. But yeah, I don't know. We had a whole bunch of fun on that trip. Chuck didn't really feel all that safe, which is kind of hard to feel, especially here in Thailand, with the way that people drive. Plus, he's been driving the roads in his car and knows how crazy it can get. And I don't think he particularly wants to die, so he's not hep on doing it again. I don't think, but it was fun. Maybe James would go again, although he did sell his bike, his 155, and got a car. In case you don't follow him, Chocolate Man in Thailand. In fact, Mitch, will you do me a favor and invite him and I don't have direct lines to James. I mean, I've got a couple of the other the couple of line things that go to everybody. But if you would tell him about the 9th and see if he's interested. If he wants to come, of course he's invited, and anybody else that you know there that wants to come. Custom mag wheels. What I had on my last bike, my '88 Springer was spokes. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of that Dyna had mags on it. People say different stuff about spokes and mags. I don't know. It was fine. But yeah, if you would send him something and tell him that I invited him. I just don't have his line or anything. I don't have James's stuff. But it would be cool if he'd come. And I really think Chuck's gonna. I know he's gonna try like hell. But either way, we're all gonna have a bunch of fun. Okay. Yeah, he'd probably gone. If you would, that would be appreciated. Thanks, Mitch. Let's see. All right, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. I think I'm going to end the live stream. I'm going to fill out my paperwork and try to do all that. And I got to get the oil changed in the Forza and a couple other things. So I will come over here and we'll go to my outro if I can find it. There it is, and tell everybody that Richard from Richard Travels, he did this for me for free. So thank you, Richard. Hope everything's going your way. Hi, Richard's mom, in case you're watching. I know they do occasionally. And everybody out there, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and be appreciated for all the subscribers. You guys are awesome. And have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. And I'll catch you on the next one.